transition a little bit more to the Porter talk and just Florida State's all season as a whole. It's been dead. It's been really dead. And it's not because they're moving in silence or they got some type of sneak attack going on. It's because they're really not. They brought a new staff in. They're not recruiting that well, to be honest with you. The D-line coach is constantly with him. I mean, he sent out a lot of tweets, and I appreciate that for him, but he's not really getting the linemen. And those guys are like quarterbacks. They commit early. They don't really move around, So I think we lost out to a guy that went to Cal yesterday. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, first of all, why are you in a recruitment against Cal? That's one. Number one. Right. Number two, why are you losing to Cal in a recruitment? That's insane, right?
Yeah.
Especially
school that just spent their first year in your conference, and you're already losing recruiting battles, and that's not good. So
yes, it's terrible, man. So it's really dead. The portal. I know they got a quarterback. Well, you could tell us about the two guys they just recently got, because I vaguely know a little bit about them.
Well, Jalen King, the quarterback they got. I mean, to me, that's just a depth guy. I mean, the 2 years that he's played, he's thrown for like 11 and 1,200 yards. And 1 year he had 11 touchdowns. I think 9 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was like, I think 12 to like 8. So he's like his touchdown interception ratio is, basically dead even, which is not good. So, he has some talent with his legs. He's run for about 800-900 yards in college. So, he fits kind of a Gus Malzahn type of quarterback. So I will understand why they would want a guy like that for depth. But I mean, that didn't move the needle or anything. And Jeremiah Wilson, the cornerback, from what I saw, he had some talent. There were a lot of people that were excited about getting him. I don't know a whole lot about his game. I don't know if you do.
Jeremiah. Yeah, he's pretty good. I know I watched him because they're in the Big 12, if I'm not mistaken. Is Houston in the Big 12?
Houston, they should be. I mean, these conferences change so much.
Man, I think they is, but they may not be. I know UCF is. I'm thinking, didn't they go in with UCF? Did they go in with UCF? Was it UCF and Houston? I know they wasn't going to be able to get in the Big 12 as long as Texas or Oklahoma was in there. I do know that, politic wise.
yeah, they're still in the Big 12.
Yeah, they're in the Big 12. Okay, so he was pretty good in the Big 12. I do remember that. Quietly is kept though. That Houston team, a lot of good players leave there to go to other places. They be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had like a lot of. I know Colorado had a few guys that left from Houston and went to Colorado. That was pretty good for Colorado. So, but Jeremiah Wilson, somebody I know was kind of coveted. A lot of people do like him, and I know that because somebody was like, "Man, why are they recruiting all these DBs, these cornerbacks?" But I think we was on a pod together, and I told you they didn't feel good about cornerback.
Feel good about it, you did mention that, and it's like right after you said that, I started seeing visits and set up with corners and safeties everywhere. So I'm like, he was right. So I've been writing about it, so I wrote about quite a few safeties and cornerbacks.
Yeah, and I said that on the pod, and people was like arguing me down, like, "Nah, they got your, they just name a bunch of names." I'm like, "Okay, well, all right, well, we'll see." But they didn't feel good about outside. Yeah, they didn't feel good about the outside corners, and I think they feel okay about the slot because I do think you probably can put, not Rawls, other guy that was 33. I'm blanking on all these names, but
I don't think talking about Jones.
Edwin Joseph.
Yeah, Edwin Joseph. Okay.
Yeah, they feel like he can play a little slot, big, especially if you go big and you can zone it up a little bit better.
Yeah,
they like him in a slot, and because he's a physical tackler too, so it's almost like a third linebacker. Yeah. So I know they do like Joseph, they do like Rawls, they do like these guys, but they're not very confident on what they can do on the outside.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
and
bothers me a little bit too, because I'm like, damn, man, like this is Florida. Like you should have,
Florida's a home of DBs.
yeah, man, you should
I mean, the
have
home of
DBs.
skill positions. Period. So
Yeah, you should have DBs, man. You should be recruiting guys that can just come in and you stick on the outside. But hey, it is what it is at this point. They got to do what they got to do. So
yeah,
they didn't feel good. They don't feel good about the cornerbacks. I do know that. They feel good about the safeties. Like they like the two safeties, but they just don't feel good about the corners, especially on the outside.
Yeah.
So Wilson does upgrade that. He does. He's an upgrade for them on the outside.
Upgrade. Yeah. I mean, you know, 'cause I didn't see a whole lot on them, but from what I saw, like people, I didn't see anybody that was down on him, put it like that. I didn't see
Yeah,
anybody like, who is this guy? They were like, okay, that's a nice guy to bring in. So definitely not nothing negative. So
yeah. And I know they were recruiting some tackles out of the portal, but
yeah, they
I can tell you now though, any tackle they got in the portal is probably not going to be good. It's just
yeah. I mean, then you know they got Josh Raymond. You know he's the guy from Bandy. He's supposed to visit Wednesday. Um, Jalen Caldwell, Grand Valley State. He's visiting in May. I mean, none of those guys moved the needle for me. So,
right.
because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Raymond. He hasn't even seen any college reps yet.
Wow.
Yeah. One of those two. I can't remember which one, but yeah, one of them haven't even played a down in college yet. So,
Wow.
that's not encouraging. Um, Yeah, as far as their targets, I know they're after Tony Johnson, the guy from Cincinnati. I know he had 450 yards last year, 6 touchdowns. And they got two safeties they're looking at. I think his name is Jacoby. I think that's how you
Yeah,
say his
that's the
name.
one that's looking at Miami
Yeah,
also, right?
looking at Miami. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh, the guy that played at Tennessee.